Haters now in motherfucking session. And you're now rocking with the most luxurious, the most noble. Never tell a lie. Haters in the motherfucking room. We got a guest today, but we gonna get to her later. You know what I'm saying? It's the queen. You feel me? So we gonna start with Reem. That rhymes, nigga. Right that shit down for the bars, nigga.
It's your boy Reem Mavelli, aka Shady McCready, aka Today I am an angry New Yorker. I'm gonna get into that in my final hit.
Yo, it's your boy Palm. Today, I don't know. I'm tired, man. Today I'm tired.
Man, I guess I'm gonna be an overnight shift, man. It's wordsmith.
Oh man,
This nigga's a rapper today.
Hey, that's two balls. Like,
it's your boy Colton. I think I'm gonna be a legendary hater. RP have Patrice O'Neal.
Oh yeah, man. R.P. Patrice O'Neal, man.
Yeah. Cheating
Colt
is
the
for
Black
you,
Phillip,
ladies.
baby.
Cheating is for you, ladies. Remember that.
And we got a guest hater, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna let her introduce herself. What's going on?
Hi. Hi, look Chrissy to some level, if you know me like that.
Aaron.
What you heard?
Yeah. She got the fly voice on. Let's do this, man.
Ready.
so
What been going on though? You been alright?
I've been alright, man. You know,
Still ugly as usual.
hey man. Look,
Still shit
I want
Nigga claws.
I want to say this, right? The beard. Shouts out to it's gonna be the year of the beard.
Don't shout out your beard, bro.
That was
Shouts
like
out my beard.
that was last year.
Don't shout out your beard.
That was last year. The year before.
Do not shout out your fucking beard, bro.
Shout out to my beard. Shouts out to James Harden, who will be the 2-time MVP.
How you gonna shout out James Harden after he dropped 61 on the Knickerbockers?
Listen, man,
You a
basketball
traitor.
is basketball. I'm a fan of the game, but I was rooting for him not to break the record. So,
Fair enough.
you know,
Fair enough.
He didn't. So you got your way.
Yo, the Knicks lost to the Nets last night, by the way.
Not gonna talk
109-99.
That's what's up.
In case you didn't know.
You know what I mean? It's whatever.
I'm gonna say that for my final hit.
It's whatever. You know, last week we ended on a pretty high note, and we wanted to continue that conversation. We was talking about like ego and shit, and how that like infects your fucking life and how terrible it is. It's like a fucking smoke screen. You ever think about like ego for real? Like you ever notice like some of your principles is rooted in ego and not actually moral?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, being honest, at first a lot of it was based on that, but as I've like gotten older, I've realized that there are like circumstances that aren't about you.
Right.
So obviously you change your mindset and you know your core values and whatnot. Some of it may still be the same because at the end of the day we do have to look out for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But you put yourself in a different position where it's just like, okay, it's me and, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to just saying it's me.
Right.
Or like
Yeah.
me or
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
Mhm.
That's just like if it's me and you, I'm pick me.
Mm-hmm.
If it's me and you, then we can pick us.
Right.
That's a fact.
True.
I think-
Fucking say.
Ego is a defense mechanism.
It is.
It is. It's usually what people succumb to when they get into that battle mindset.
Mhm.
That's like, I want to be right, and I hear what you're saying, but you can't be right when I'm right.
Right.
It's like basically you guys are both using the problem as weapons instead of just
Yeah.
solving it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh my god.
that ego shit is crazy.
I was
No,
just
it
talking
is.
about that.
Yeah.
I was just talking about how like whenever like let's say I got a problem with you, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, I got like I'm not feeling A, B, or C, right?
Mhm.
So then you feel like it's appropriate to bring up how you're not feeling what I'm doing.
Mhm.
That's not what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But we're addressing that. Don't wait for me to bring it up because people use that as a form to not, because ego won't allow you to
Mhm.
Yeah.
check, oh, this is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not able to see what you're doing, that's ego blinding you because that's where you need, those are your blind spots. Like, this is where you need to grow because, like, whatever your end goal is when you're doing something, if the person that's supposed to be receiving, on the receiving end, is telling you, like, this is not it, like, you're not making it there, you're never gonna get there.
True.
Especially if that's your intention.
Mm-hmm.
If that's like, you know, you have a girl, you're like, oh, I want to make you feel good. If she's telling you like, I'm not feeling good, and your intention is to make you feel good, ego will be like, I'm enough, or I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Hold it down.
Yeah.
Like, what? What do you mean hold it down? I am holding it down by telling you, like, I'm letting you know the same way that, you know, but only when I check you be like, oh, but you know.
Yeah, true.
And it's
true.
like, that's an ego thing, because it's like, you have to defend yourself and say, you're not perfect either. It's like, I'm not saying you're not perfect, I'm just saying, like, this is not working.
Yeah, you know, in that instance, I had to learn how to even that, like, step out, like, all right, cool. Clearly, there's something I did wrong too. You know what I'm saying? For them to say that, and it's like, I get it. It's a defense mechanism also for them, but it's like, even then, you gotta kind of like, if you care about them enough, you gotta still be like, all right, I get exactly what you're saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get exactly what you're saying. I want to address your concerns or whatever the case may be, and I don't mind addressing your concerns, but can we address this first, and then can we move, you know what I'm saying, to that? Is it possible to do that, or do you feel such a way that we can't converse on what happened to me? Because it's kind of like, you gotta put yourself in people's shoes. Like, I know better. A lot of people don't know better. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? They don't. They feel like what they're doing now is justified because they felt this way towards you. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you gotta. It's hard. You know, it's hard as fuck. And that's what I realized. In order for me to get along with people, I got to take my ego out of it because people are just always going to be defensive. You know what I mean? And it's extremely tough to deal with that shit.
Yeah, I've been in positions where like a lot of ego has like come out, and one of the toughest things is that I've always said, you know, approach it how you would like to be approached, no matter what. Like, you know, people can like approach a certain situation with a certain energy based off how they are. But I always say people are blank canvases if you're not familiar with them.
Yeah.
So if you are approaching a situation and automatically you're giving off the energy that you want to be the more alpha one in this situation, one, that rubs me the wrong way because it's just like, yo, I'm meeting you at the level that you at. It's not a battle of like, okay, you're more of a man than I am. Like, I want to be more of a man than I am. Cool, but to me, it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, do you put yourself in a position to be consistently around that? Like, do you adjust to that, or do you stick to your principles?
Well, for me, I'm gonna stick to my principles. If I try to meet you where you at, and you're not trying to come down to where I'm at, I'm gonna X myself out of the situation.
And you should. I think that's the only logical thing to do in those type of equations. I feel like a lot of times, because as children, we're like conditioned to like force it, like force a friendship or like do certain things. So we have to like, oh, be nice, like fuck being nice. Am I a good person? Yes. Do me and you mix? No. Maybe we're like oil and water. We don't belong together in this equation, so let's work around that. We don't. We shouldn't be forced to go where we don't fit.
Right.
And it's like, if it's easier to remove ego when we allow ourselves to understand that what we once thought was right could be wrong. Like, it don't fit us. Like, just, you know, from far, everything looks small or bigger, depending on when you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, when you test it out for yourself, how well does it fit you? And are you able to put the ego aside to say, like, no, it don't, and I don't belong here, I need to go elsewhere. And, you know, that goes with anything. And I feel like that's a big battle because we always want to be right. And we always want to be like, oh, yeah, I knew it. Or like, if we want to fail too, like if we say like, oh, it's not gonna work, and it's like, what if it do work?
Yeah.
You know, like, what if it do?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have a whole different attitude about it.
That could actually go into a question I'll ask. Well, I'll ask all of y'all. Do you guys think your ego affects the things you do creatively, positively, more positively or more negatively?
Oh, I want to. Go ahead.
It's a part 2 question I want to add to that.
Wait, hold on. Let's answer that question first. Let's answer this question first. Save that one. So I would say it affects it now positively because it's more. I had to take a step back with my music. Like, y'all know I haven't put out music in a long time, so I had to take a step back and say why. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing for me, it was getting myself out the way, and that also has a lot to do with getting my ego out the way. So if my rap is egotistical, what am I going to rap about? You get what I'm saying? Now that this ego doesn't exist, what do I rap about now? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it put me in a lane where it's like, all right, so if it's not about you, then who is it about and what is it for?
Right.
So it gave me that vision to say, all right, now let's take whatever you learn, let's take whatever you want to be and what you want, you know what I'm saying, people to know you for and what you want people to know, put it in your music. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the tweets, put it in your music.
Yeah.
And that's, so for me, it affected it positively. But if you don't check it, it could. Think about it. Most of the music now is egotistical. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's an egotistical society, so that's gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Then you have scenes where I would interject in this just forward. The transition, that's what you would rap about, like the transition of shedding the layer of ego, and it's kind of like Kanye All Falls Down, like that's a egotistical like shedding of like him becoming consciously aware. It's not him like making the transit complete, but him becoming aware of his egotistical ways and his his vanity and shit like that. And I think especially with creatives, to answer that question at the same time, it's someone that's like Sade don't like, it's something that she said that she was like, oh, I don't care about like ranks or something, I just create when I have something to say, or something along those lines. And it's when you are creative, you're growing as well. So even if you're like, you're always becoming a different, every project or every anything that you do is going to be an evolution of what
should be
before. It should.
Yeah.
But it's always a reflection of you. So if you're not, no matter, like, I feel like people do really well, especially in social media, of making it more than what it seems. When in reality, like, if you listen close enough, you can hear where everybody is at.
That's a fact.
Like, you can kind of hear where they're at, like, as far as ego-wise. You can kind of see, certain people like have more of a, they call it humble, right? But it's like, nah, they're just knowing that they don't need the ego. And it's hard when that's a defense that held you down
for so long
and has gotten you certain places, because there were times where you were feeling doubtful or insecure and the ego kind of pushed through for you, like where you're like, like, I got this, and you don't you're like, I got this, you're like, nah, I got this, fuck it, and you really get through it, and then you start achieving more things because of it. So it's more so, I think, is when you want to grow, how and which one, like, where your relationship wants to be with ego.
Right. True. Very true.
I think as a creative, one of the things that I don't like to do things out of vengeance, and I feel like negativity is like kind of linked to that, because you like
express faster.
It takes away from the joy of doing it. It's when you feel it, you say to yourself, like, you know what I'm saying, like, fuck that, like, I'm in the zone, I can do this, whatever. But you also get to a point where it's just like you said, it's a reflection of you. And there's always that time when you just look back and say, like, damn, I don't want to do that. So I kind of tie things, like, doing things out of vengeance into, like, avoiding myself.
To get into those situations in the first place.
Right. So I try to, positivity might be subjective to some, but I try to aim for positivity in a lot of things that I do.
It should be tailored to what you feel is positive and progressive. Cause when I look at things as like either it's progressive or it's destructive. It's no in between. Like you can't. There's somehow ways the other, and it's like what you're responsible for yourself. And when you take accountability, then your ego kind of matures in a way. Like it starts maturing, where it's not just to prove yourself. It's more to like just practicing what you learn in life and allowing yourself to make those mistakes and not judge yourself really hard for them.
Right.
And that ties into my the question that I wanted to ask. Do you think that confidence and ego are hand in hand?
So I'm gonna kind of answer my own question and also answer that question. So I think that earlier, when I first started getting into like a lot of my creative stuff, like I felt like I had a very low ego when it came to shit like that. Like I did want to do the music, I did want to do things, I did want to put it out, but I didn't really believe in myself to a specific standard. And I feel like I started getting the ego as the more I did and the more I realized I could make stuff happen, but it was always still in check because I think I came from a place where I didn't really have an ego, and I feel like at the same time my confidence started rising, my ego was also rising with my confidence. So I felt like it was a weird, like, intertwinable, like, maturation, like, point where, like, my ego kind of now pushes me to do things, and not even to do things like you said, for vengeance, to prove somebody wrong, or to prove, oh fuck these niggas, they doing that, I can do that too. Now it's like I just want to put out the best version of what I can do. If I can evolve my things, I will want to put that out and make that happen. Oh shit, I can see it in my mind's eye, so I'm gonna make that happen. Right. So like I feel like my ego pushes me in that sense. It doesn't push me to the sense where it's like you said, they got the vengeance thing. They even do have the sense where your ego push you to like the jealousy, or like always compare yourself to other people.
Yeah, it makes you competitive.
To avoid that, it's a lot of self-reflection, because you know that you don't compare. Like literally, not even twins have the same DNA, and I don't care how tired that example is, but it's really true. If you share a room with somebody and y'all still have different DNA, like y'all identical in that sense, that means we're all different, but we all have the same aspirations, same goals. We shouldn't compare our journeys, because we all have a different piece to add to it. So I'm worried about your piece. I can't make my piece fit in the pie. Like I can't make it fit if I'm worried about you, because that you're standing over here, I'm standing over here. It's a whole different angle. Yeah. Even though we have the same mission, like, so I think with that is a lot of the comparisons coming. You know, that might stem from like childhood things or whatever, like, you know, looking to others to help that external validation. But it's more like talking to yourself, like, yo, you know what you've been through. You know where you're gonna go. Right. Like, you know what you're giving. Like, because you know when you half-assing. You know exactly. You know when you're doing that. So if you know you're half-assing, you're gonna kind of be on that fence about it. You're gonna look to other people, but like, oh, I'm better. You're gonna use other people too to kind of like push them down, like, oh, that bum ass shit, like, you know, just to kind of big yourself up, like, I can do it better, but you're not, because you're half-assing it. So if you were just, that's what ego is too, because ego will stop you from doing that, to continue in that complacent space, like, oh, I could be.
Same thing with like looking over your shoulder to see if somebody else will say, yeah, that's good. Just because you want to hear somebody say, yeah, that's good.
And it also plays a part into what you digest. Like, I think people go looking for the competition, as opposed to just staying the course and saying,
how many songs, honestly, countless, but how many songs off rip you could think of is somebody's talking about haters? Haters. And then, like, will they name them? No, because they probably don't exist. A lot of them probably don't exist. They making up haters.
I mean, they probably got some status.
Oh, they probably do got some haters here and there, but like at the same time, everyone, not even only in rap, all music, everyone's always talking about somebody's hating on something about them. And sometimes it's the truth, and sometimes it's ego.
Yeah. I mean, there's somebody always hating somebody.
Oh no, that's what I said. It's the
truth, there's always truth to it. But like ego and confidence is two totally different things. Confidence is belief in yourself. Ego is belief that you are better than other people. Right. So like, but it's a double-edged sword, because you gotta have supreme confidence to have that kind of ego to even believe.
Sometimes it's to overcompensate.
Yeah. True too.
What you're lacking. So I feel like that plays a big factor in that over exaggeration. I think that's what really ego is, because I used to I hated 50 Cent. I'm like, oh my god, he's like, I like his music, but like the act, like he just used to blow my. I'm like, shut up. He used to just give me text. I was like, he was so arrogant. I'm like, what the fuck you think he is? And then I read the 50th Law, and I'm like, oh, never mind, my bad. You got it, bro. Like, no, for real. And I realized the difference between arrogance and confidence is where you're standing and how well you know the person, because then it's fully justified and feeling that way. Like, he didn't even have to tell a story. He had one of the greatest authors of our decade really write it out, and like, this is he mastered this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and his longevity still, even though he's hated for it,
he's still here.
He's still here. He's still doing what he has to do, and it's a lot of people think, oh, that's arrogant, but the proof is in the put in. Like, put that work in. Like, he does not play, and he has so much. He played. You think if he was really, really completely going broke, he would play all these games that he plays? This is really. I'm what? This is no. He's disrespecting us on a daily basis. Like, he calls us broke any chance he gets, and it's just like he won
real that street niggas don't go broke.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, and because they always know how to flip a dollar. Like, they know how to keep that up, and he just like, you know, in his ego himself. Because I think he definitely does need work. I hope he does go to therapy, because he has a lot of demons he needs to finish battling. However, what he's done with all that is like, wow, it's pretty amazing, bro. Imagine you 100% like, you know, healthy and just positive all the way through.
Word. And like a big piece of like keeping my ego in check, I have to go through. I'm like a robot, so I gotta go through processes. My nigga, it goes like, what do I know versus what do I think? You know what I'm saying? What have I worked for versus what do I think I deserve? You get what I'm saying? And I gotta be honest with myself. Like, all right, did you do everything you could do to get that, to feel that way? No.
Yeah.
Are you here?
Yeah,
yes.
right.
So this is where you are.
Right.
Now, what are you gonna do to get here?
Exactly.
Now, and it's more so about holding accountability and then having confidence in your accountability, saying I'm going to hold myself accountable along the way, so I can't drop the ball. You get what I'm saying? So that's where my confidence comes from. I had to like really, you got to really keep that shit in check, because it'll keep you from moving forward. Mm-hmm. It'll say, nah, you deserve this. You don't got to do nothing. You deserve this.
Yeah, then you become entitled.
That's a crazy feeling, because like to think that you deserve something is wild.
Well,
no matter what you've done for it.
Yeah.
To think you deserve something is wild. Because like you hear people say like, I worked so hard, but you wanted that.
Right.
So that's what you had to do.
But that's what you, and that's like, if you're hungry and you make yourself a meal, you deserve to eat that meal.
Oh, no, facts.
But you see what I'm saying? I feel like in that regard, but it becomes entitlement when you feel like you deserve to eat every meal that's made because you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Or you feel like
Big
you don't have to make the meal, you just gotta eat.
Yeah,
You
like,
just gotta appear.
Like,
And that's what I feel like ego
That's
really
wild.
is.
Yeah,
That's the
no,
wild
that's
shit.
what that is. That's ego. It would literally be like me sitting here, looking at you, see you rap, see you got your show, see you write books, and I'm like, I can do that shit. Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
It's like,
and then tomorrow I'm just like, I'm gonna be better than all three of them at it. But tomorrow, and then I wake up tomorrow, I'm like, I'm gonna do that the next day. Actually, like that's what ego is. Like,
and then you never get around to actually doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, that's not where your passion is rooted in.
That's a fact.
People waste a lot of time like playing with these false sense of egos because of who other people big them up to be. Like, high school. Like high school's a perfect example. I feel like that's where high school is vital. Everybody needs to go to high school.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That time period is so vital because the egos are born.
Yeah.
After puberty, what? You feel yourself like
You thought you shit. That's
High school is vital for so many. High school is vital for so many reasons, and people don't even understand.
The dynamic is like you see Mean Girls like the Animal Kingdom. Yes, exactly.
They get wild.
Now with that ego thing is like, okay, now you're washed up 10 years later because you let your entitlement when you were the big fish in the little pond gash you. So now you didn't flex, you didn't exercise your passions, you didn't do what it is that you needed to do to make yourself better. That time has passed. Now you're at your high school reunion and you
I got
lost.
a good question.
You lost.
In your ego, in like, I guess, romantic relationships, do you think you're egoless, or do you think your ego plays a part? Be honest.
Yeah,
Y'all want me to go first?
Yeah.
See why you thinking first?
Yeah.
I can go first. I can honestly say that in the beginning of me getting into like a lot of relationships seriously, like my whole shit was about ego.
Yeah, same.
I really did not understand the concept of what we were talking about earlier. It's me and you against the problem.
Right, yeah.
It's not
like,
me versus you.
Yeah.
Like I was really big on that.
Like, and it's
Colton,
me.
I'm not fucking with this. You know what? You're not perfect either. The fuck is you talking about? What is you talking about? I was mad big on that. That was my shit. That was the first move I flipped on somebody.
Of course.
So
Niggas say you're not perfect either.
like so basically like that's just how and then I realized throughout time when like the more you know yourself and the more you realize what you like and the more you find people and then you find that person and you're just like, fuck, maybe this is not about me. I found out like through very crazy like middle of arguments, like I figured out like, oh shit, my ego is wilding right now.
Yeah.
Like maybe
and then it's too late to turn it off because you're already off.
and then and then I start like turning it down a little bit, but like it's already on 10. So it's just like, let's talk about this later. But like at the end of the day, like you find out throughout your own time. I think now I'm not ego less. I cannot say that it's 0% ego free.
Yeah.
But I have less ego, like she said.
See,
so
that's the like. I do and I don't. Like I do, just like Colton said, I do, and I'm a different nigga. Like I'm constantly thinking. So like if I in the middle of it, in the middle of my turn up, I realize like, oh shit, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'll eat the crow right there.
I'll eat it, right?
Like you can hand it to me, I'll eat it. Like I'll turn around and be like, damn, all right, I'm a dickhead.
Yeah,
you feel me? But like, but I try not to. Like as far as my ego goes, like I try to only acknowledge my ego with men in competition. Like I don't try to use ego. Well, acknowledge it with women. Cause I'm not gonna say I'm egoless. Like that's like I feel the same way about ego as I feel about toxic masculinity. Like you can't be without it. It's a necessary evil, especially when I'm dealing with other men. I don't necessarily try to use these things or try to display these things to women. But when I'm dealing with men, I need to be toxic. I need to have an ego because that nigga got one. So if we gonna go at it, let's do it the right way.
Can I say something about the toxic masculinity thing? I feel like in what you're referring to, I don't think that's toxic. I don't think I think when it's to defend and protect, it needs to be done. Like, I mean, we saw that he had to be killed. It was no way around it. Like you were wild. Like when your life is threatened, or
that's more fight or flight.
That's fight or flight, but it's also it's defense.
That's true.
I feel like toxic is like you're instigating, inciting the toxic. Like
you made some nigga backhand slash him just because he did.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like you're just starting. Like you're just starting trouble. Because now it's the ego saying like. You know, it's always when they're extra drunk, the ones that are like,
facts.
And then they're like, beat their chest. It's like, who won it? Like, come sit down.
Yeah. And that's just like opposite ends of the same sword.
Yeah.
Like it's
but when you
when you're not being toxic, it's not toxic masculinity, but it's the same type of aggression. Yeah. Aggression in men is needed. Yeah. So I can't just be non-aggressive, but I can be that way with the woman I'm dealing with women in general. But like with niggas, niggas getting all the ego, the toxicity, all that. Nigga, come through. If you want it, it's here for you.
I feel like for me, I know I'll approach all situations where somebody's coming to me with the issue very apologetic first.
No, you wouldn't do it.
I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm looking to say like, you know what? As you're listening, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I did do this.
The vision you gave me when you said it at first, you come and apologize. And it's like before I even say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He pick up the. She's like, hello. He's like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what I did, but my bad.
I'm giving it there. There was a time where I actually was like that
because you knew this ain't wrong.
No. It was just more so just like, yo, I'm not with the whole shit. Yeah, like but just like, come on, like
that's terrible.
That is
I can tell you something about that. Like,
that is terrible.
I went through the nonchalant phase, the shit like that, where I'm just like, yo, alright, you got it. My bad. That's it. And then I don't want to speak on it no more. That shit never works, bro. It makes shit very much worse.
At this point,
I feel like you still do it. Like it wouldn't be an issue if you never did it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, because niggas do that and then go back to doing what they were doing. It's like if you do that, you gotta chill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Niggas don't chill.
That is all. It's not. It will never have to be brought up again if it's not repeated.
See, I mean, my thing is whenever there's a situation with my shorty and she calls me and she's like, yo, I got an issue. I tell her, yo, speak. You're not gonna get interrupted. Just speak. Let everything out. Because I'm listening. When I speak, I expect the same type of respect.
Okay.
I don't know if that's ego.
No, what was ego? Do you get cut off a lot?
Yes.
You can tell by the way he looked at. He's like, answer the question. Is this right or is it not?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, one of the biggest things in me is that I constantly have to say, like, yo, are you listening to my full thought?
Okay.
That has like been my theme. So for me, that's only because I allow people, not just relationships, but I allow people to speak fluently.
Full throat, like, good.
A lot of the times when I'm dealing with my shorty, she'll say, yo, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Obviously you're not, because you're talking instead of listening. I don't understand how that's such a conflicted concept, but people don't understand that.
Okay.
So I don't know if that ties into ego, but that gets me to the point where it's just like, yo,
every nigga goes through this. That's why glasses so hard.
If you gonna talk while I'm talking, is that ego? If you just say, "Yo, fuck this," I'm gonna go do some other shit.
Yo,
what's the definition of insanity?
Yo, let me tell you.
I'm gonna tell you the crazy thing, right? The crazy thing about people like Reem is they be wanting to finish a whole thought that is dead one sentence. That is dead one sentence repeated multiple times in different ways.
But you know why that he's traumatized?
He probably is. You know what? He probably is.
No,
you know what?
Not. Like I'm thinking.
Let's give room therapy right now.
No, I'm not even being funny. Look, if he's saying that's a common theme for him, like he has a common reoccurrence, then it must be like, okay, the fact that you feel so nervous that you have to constantly repeat the same thing in a long drawn out sentence, then maybe you're not being heard.
That is being.
No, I'm saying if that's true.
I don't know. I mean, yo, listen. How many episodes we done? How many episodes we done? Anybody can pull them back.
Okay.
No, but you are speaking some truth, and maybe there is some traumatization there. But I will say that that's how I approach each situation. Like I allow people to speak their full thought, and then whenever I speak, it's more so just like a wait. Now I don't know if that's ego, because for me, I'm not letting you speak over me.
Yeah. See, like, that's when the ego.
How is that ego? I gave you the same respect.
That is the ego.
You know, I tell you what, I'm different because if me and you are going back and forth in a whatever debate or whatever, interject, because you could like what I notice about people is just like when you send a long ass paragraph, like how women feel about men. When we send y'all that long, when y'all send us that long paragraph, and we just respond to like the bottom third because it's a lot. Like, so when I feel like when people are going back and forth, like in debates, we watch it all the time. In debates, we watch it all the time. Like Donald Trump, just when he was debating with Hillary, he would just respond to like the last 3 words she said.
Mm-hmm. So do you think people are just not listening?
No, I think just listening for a long time is boring.
No, and not even, I think it's
that was his point.
This coach is an idiot. That wasn't my point. Listening for a long time is boring, but like sometimes you can say a lot of points that I want to like respond to, and
bombard
I might forget some. Yeah, you
bombard you.
So that's when you. But see, I think what he's referring to is more so like you're jumping at it and like, you know, like getting defensive. When the person is getting defensive and cutting you off, then that's ego. As opposed to if you have a thought, you're like, yo, wait, let me just get like. That's a different energy. Right. When we're like debating emotion and things like that, it's like no, okay, but no. I already know what you're gonna say. You're not no. Yeah. Like. So that's not ego on your end, but you on the receiving end. So essentially, you're gonna mirror back what you're getting. Yeah. So that is ego driven. That's when the ego is triggered, and it's like boom.
I just gotta answer this one small question: is walking away from that?
That's mature.
That's mature.
Because we're not getting anywhere. It's like none of us will walk away. Fuck you.
What I was gonna say is I'm not gonna let you be the only person on the hot seat. The one thing I'm accountable for that is a very toxic trait about me is if we're going back and forth and you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm gonna turn the volume notch like by 2 ticks. Yeah, and I'm gonna say the same shit over, but it's just gonna be a little bit louder the next time.
I'm immediately going to that.
So it's just but I'm not to the point like you always just take me off that ledge immediately. Like I'm one of those people that like if I do turn the volume up and you go volume, I'm like all right.
My toxic shit is though.
This is not gonna get in the decibel back.
Yo, my toxic shit is like
they thought to be like, oh no, his octave went too high.
like now, it's like I'm so like I'll be like my ego comes in is because like I always approach shit like yo, I want to hear you out. And if you coming at me a certain kind of way, you just don't it's like, yo, shut the fuck up, man.
I'm gonna keep it 100. My ego comes out anytime we talking facts. If we talking facts and the nigga comes with his opinion, then it's like, you thought You thought I was fucking stupid. All right, let's get to it then. Let's get to these Googles. Let's get to these Googles and all that, because you're a dickhead.
My toxic trait would definitely have to be something along those lines. Like, I feel like I give everybody the chance. I hear you out. I'm listening. You don't. All right, conversation over. Done. So many people be like, they're like, all right, fine.
No, and they think they win somehow it's so in their mind. They like, oh, haha, look at this person not speaking to me.
They think that you are like less intelligent. They think that you don't.
If
like,
you're committed to this misunderstanding,
I proved my point. Like they get a sense of feeling like, oh, what are you really talking about? Like, hey, take this. But it's that at the same time,
people that think the last word means they win the argument, I don't even want to talk to them anyway.
And that's
me.
Hold on, yo.
Just I want to get on your. I know how to just pull that straight. Like, yeah, all right, bye, okay.
That last word, it don't mean
like it would just go there.
The last word literally means nothing to me.
Yo, and it's like the fact that I take my ego out of shit also gets me in trouble because it comes off as like nonchalant, like I don't give a shit. So it's kind of like, yo, I'm not going there with you, so
we not, and it's
and it's like I don't want people to think I don't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? Like I understand everybody feels a kind of way, but it's just like sometimes like I'm taking my ego out of it. I need you to come here with me.
And
you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm right. This is what I feel like when I take my ego out and I'm still right. Now you're gonna get me real tight. Like I'm just about okay, you know what? We're just gonna let it go. Because if I'm right. And you're still very fixated on the like. Okay, but the math add up.
Do you think that?
So I remove
Hold on,
myself.
yo, wait. I got a question. I've also had to check being right.
That's why I was. Okay, can I ask a question based off that? Because that was good. Do you think that sometimes being right is negative?
Yes.
Because I said that.
It's about perspective.
But even when you're right about the negative, you're still right, and that says volumes. Like, listen to me.
But is it wanting to be right ego?
See,
yes.
Wanting to be right and being right are two different things.
If
I'm proven right time and time again, I must be speaking some type of facts. There's some type of analysis or formula that I'm working with that's keep giving me these right answers.
I know what you mean.
All right, so I'm gonna add to it.
What I mean by
what
right,
if you're right and they don't understand it?
That's fine. But here it was just my job. I was right in just exposing it. It is on your terms. Like it's not for me to make it right for you. It's just it clicked for me.
But do you listen to the perspective?
Yeah.
Because now you're trying to understand where they're missing.
Because the counter always strengthens the actual stance. Like with debates, like you negatively, like you countering my point of view is only going to either validate or unravel what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if it's unraveling it, then I'm wrong, and I have to kind of reassess it. But if I'm standing still, then it's right. Even if it's not right for you, it is definitely right for me.
Yeah.
In that sense, if we're talking facts, and there's nothing like it will be unraveled in whatever way the facts are proven. So I think that's where the people are like, oh, but then we have to be careful too because sometimes we want to be right about the wrong things and we're always going to be right.
Yes.
Because whether we're wrong or right,
that's what I was getting to.
We can or can't, we're right.
Because it may be like speaking on the negative may be positive to you, but it can be very hurtful in the way that you're speaking on it. You get what I'm saying?
Manifesting it.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So even though you're right, you wrong. You get what I'm saying?
And then there's also the aspect of wanting to be more right.
Right.
Two people can be right, but you want to be more right than the other person.
So that's why.
But that's ego.
I had to be like, yo, you right, I'm right. Can we just meet in the middle? I think that's the hardest part with people to meet. Take these ideas and meet in the middle, and you see it like Twitter is the perfect social experiment to this because it's like, yo, I'll watch people argue, and I'll be like, y'all are both right.
Yeah.
What you're saying is point A and point B. What the issue here is you want point A to be the answer and you want point B to be the answer. They're both the answer.
What's funny is the connection, and I feel like with social media that I've seen the people arguing is always very funny. And sometimes even you get in your own debates with people, it's like because you're not like we're gonna play this game, right? And it's for and everybody learns something from it. I would hope because that's thoughts exchange, even if it's about perspective, but. Point A to point B, there's no end thing. So with Twitter, it's just free for all. It's like not a forum for like creative space, or like saying
sure.
like, okay, we're gonna do this event, so all the followers go here.
That's a good perspective, because I always wonder. I always see shit like when I speak about shit,
Like,
I speak to get to solutions.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just to talk about it. You get what I'm saying?
A lot of people have
because it's like, yo, if we speak about it and we have good ideas, now it's like, all right, we spoke about it, it's manifested, let's bring it to real life. And when I realize when I try to take it, they'd be like, wait, hold on, and be like, but you was right. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's weird. It's weird.
Yo, Twitter arguments will bring your ego out.
Oh, would it? Would it?
Yo,
This I was about to
sports
say.
Twitter arguments
Any type of Twitter argument.
are not
Well,
because most of
sports
them
ones are
sports
kinda
ones
crazy.
really bring my ego out because them shits be actual numbers. Like niggas be arguing something that you could just look up and find out.
Oh, wait, before
why.
we get there, I got another serious question. What's one of your principles that you had that you thought was like a moral one, but it ended up being one rooted in ego?
Ooh, a lot of
Say it again. What's a principle that I had?
What's a principle you had that you thought was rooted in morality, but it was really rooted in ego, and you had to be like, damn, that ain't it.
Valentine's Day.
What?
That don't even.
Listen,
Yo, Johnny.
hold on. Y'all asked the question. I'm answering it. I believe that
I believe.
Valentine's Day should be, you know, there's no like real driven. There's like, I feel like this perspective is more so just directed to women.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real reflection on men.
Mm-hmm.
Like growing up, I had a idea that it was just a day to get men to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
So you were big on Valentine's
Well, it is.
Day,
That's
buying girls
factually
flowers
true.
and stuff?
Yeah.
That's factually true.
So that's how I was like, over the time, I kind of grew to the concept of saying like, even just last week, well, 2 episodes ago, or whatever, like I kind of like bashed it. I still bash it, but I kind of realize now it's more so related to expressing how you feel towards someone.
But why on Valentine's Day?
That's my point. And it's only like that like it's only like women are the only one that's benefiting from it.
Because
That's
men
how-
ignore it. Men don't do it other days.
Yeah,
They
true.
to do it.
Yeah,
No, that but I feel like if you that's like yeah.
I mean, I think I got
like
one. It's a small one, but it was like I had one of those like I wasn't hitting nothing. Fuck a certain type of nigga. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like no.
Yeah, some dumb shit.
I was like, oh, that's ego, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
so
Like,
for a certain
who am I to say I'm better than son? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want shorty and she fucked him clearly.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing. Like
Or like shorty being friends with niggas that I didn't.
Yeah,
that
like
shit.
like that.
ego
Yeah,
trip.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ego driven type shit. That I was like, nah, because you my girl, you shouldn't be this with this type of nigga. Da da da. You know, that was ego shit. I had to check that shit. For sure.
You know what I thought was a principle, and it ended up just really being some ego shit. And it's gonna be mad small, and it's gonna be kind of funny, but I did ask when I was rapping, like I wouldn't listen to nobody that wasn't us because I thought everybody else sucked, and I thought like for some principle shit in my heart, like I can't listen to none of the new mumble rappers. Like I like all the old school shit, and I'm a purist when it comes to that shit. So I can't fuck with none of these new niggas. I can't fuck with none of those young niggas a little bit before. And then I changed my ways about that because I realized that was just really me believing that the era I'm from and the
superior
that we make is way better than the music. And like now it's just like these niggas now just making good music.
I kind of disagree with
just
that
like the old
because
shit.
at the end of the day, like it goes into what you digest, and you don't want to necessarily digest like a whole bunch of different types of like music and then it fucks with yours.
I do though.
Because
I listen to mad different types of music. That was me being a hypocrite though, because I was only doing it really to hip hop. Because I listen to rock, I listen to mad other shit, but I'd be like, I'm only trying to hear rapidy rap. And I'll listen to some trap shit and shit if it comes from like the homies or the shit that I like that has a message in it. But other than that, I'm not fucking with none of these other niggas because they all stupid and that's like how I felt. They not making actual music and I know, but that's really one of those things. It's kind of an ego thing. Like it really is because it's me saying that my era is better than their era, and I'm not gonna listen to their shit just because I'm from this era.
Yeah.
And you know, there's people that's like that when. They do that. That's they take it to the extreme. But it's not like an extreme. It's not like an extreme.
There's an extreme.
Okay, mine is needing to control mentally map out every situation, like before even like giving it a green light. Like outside of other just like wanting to do it and figuring things out. Like I've gotten way better at it, but that was like a big thing for me because I feel like you want to control. Like ego is definitely about like control how you maneuver, and I think removing it has allowed me to feel as I maneuver, which makes it easier to get things done. Because you never know the opportunities that await you on the journey, and you're too busy thinking about the stuff at the start of it. Like you gotta think, you have to map it out, but trying to get every single detail and using the lack of maybe resources.
Is that more so trusting yourself or trusting the situation?
I think more so it's trusting the situation. I think there's sometimes it but I think it correlates to trusting yourself at certain points, because if you really trust yourself wholeheartedly, then you should trust every situation you involve yourself in. It's gonna work itself out to the best of its ability for your good.
I mean, but there are some shit.
There are some shit, but even in the shit, there's lessons in that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something that
I got one too.
That's the negative. We kind of try to not to control, but the contrasting or like the negative opposing view that you have tends to show you a lot more than the light that you already
No, fact. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's like, okay, you didn't trust the situation or you didn't trust yourself or whatever it was that led you there, but it still was needed. So you don't have to control it. You don't have to control it anyway. It's gonna work itself out. Like overall, so removing that ego.
I don't even know if this is ego really.
No. Palm didn't say this.
I don't really know if this is ego really, but like, I just stopped treating everybody like a op.
That's good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is ego.
That is
like
ego.
It's you against the world. It's like,
because I stopped treating everybody like a op. I still treat most people like ops, but everybody is not an op. So.
Is it more so treating people like op or just saying like, okay, I don't have a reason to fuck with you, so I'm not gonna engage with you?
But yeah, that's still ego still, because it's like, wow, you human. Why?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah,
why
we
am I
all
shutting
people,
you out just yet? Unless you have vibes or...
Like,
unless you really
so
want some fuck shit.
Just being
I'm not.
I used to be fairly antisocial, so like, and I grew up, my teenage years was pretty violent. So like, everybody was out. Like, if you ain't grow up, if you wasn't my man, I was pissing on myself. Like, he was an op. So, yeah, not treating everybody like ops changed my life, probably. So,
yeah, checking my ego probably saved my life too, because that was like my number one reason for fighting. Like, I don't want him to think he could say that to me. You get what I'm saying? I don't want him to look at me no kind of way. It's like, yo.
Nah, I just want to punch him in the mouth.
Yeah, it's like.
I got a hot take, and I want you to answer this.
What up?
Based off of that, how do you feel about passive aggressiveness?
I don't like passive aggressiveness because it's for me it's all perspective. Like, I don't like pussy shit, so I see passive aggressiveness as pussy shit. Like, and that's probably toxic for me to look at it.
In a sense, I think a lot of people are pussy. Like, that's really a fact. And it's like, it's a really sense of cowardness that's disgusting. And I don't understand where did our parents go wrong in raising a lot of us, but like. The amount of like men and women, I'm not gonna say like
cowardice.
It's just so crazy. The ego, nasty. And it's a lot of ego. Where it's like, why are you not saying what you really mean?
And it's like their ego in this situation is making them look pussy because they're not saying what they want to say because they feel a certain type of way. And it's like, I hate when dudes do it. I hate when women do it. I hate when everybody does, because it's like, yo.
And I play dumb.
Yeah.
I'm playing dumb all the way to, and then they blow their top off. Now you gotta say it again. Say it with your chest.
Real shit. And it's like, that's why I don't assume nothing. It don't bother me so much. I let people be passive aggressive because essentially you're gonna get it out. You're gonna say
on your time. I just don't pay too much mind.
You're gonna get it out, but I'm gonna keep sending you positive energy because hopefully it could change the situation. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the discussion, I want to know I did everything I could to communicate positively in a situation. Yeah. So I'm still, whatever, if you don't want to say it, that's how you want to put, cool, fine. Dude, women, don't matter. Like, dudes do it to me, women do it to me. So it's like, yo, look.
It's so
And it's like, yo, and then it's like, yo, da-da-da, you know I was tight at you. And then to me, it's like, yo, say what you want to say, bro. Because I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
Regardless. And I mean what I say, and please do not try to decode me. Because that's why I don't like to have conversations with people, because after I feel like you're being passive-aggressive, our conversations cut very short. Because what I'm not going to do is decode it. And I'm very curious, and I like a mystery sometimes. And then I might try to decode it, but nah, I'm giving you the easy way out. Man up, woman up, whatever. Like, own your shit. Say it with your chest, because we're not children anymore. We're young adults, and I know a lot of us haven't emotionally grown up. So we were kids, we were still holding on to whatever fucking pain. Like, oh my god, this girl hurt me. Or, oh my god, this boy, spit on my sandwich. I don't know, like little dumb shit that kids hold on to subconsciously that make us passive aggressive because you're scared.
I don't
like,
think it has nothing to do with the parents, because parents.
No, I'm saying, but it overrides like as.
There's some passive aggressive parents, man.
Yeah, and I feel like they do have a big. Parents have more of a job. Like, I work with young children, and especially like from like elementary and young, like pre-K and daycare and shit like that. And it's like being around them and seeing, you can tell what the parents are instilling in them, and they exercise it in school. So that's what's being shown.
They
and
mimic.
I'm saying, like, as for your parents to teach you how to emotionally express yourself in a healthy way, they have to first know how to do that. They have to know that themselves, and a lot of our parents don't. Like, it's not anything wrong, and there's not like nothing to shame them for, because they only did the best they could. A lot of our parents, they're children of immigrants or immigrants themselves. Like, their emotions have been, in our communities, like, shunned. So how are our parents gonna talk to us about sex or certain things like that, whatever? So how do we do it passive aggressively? Like, how do we interact with each other? Like, like, oh, he's being mean to you because he like you. Yeah, walking on eggshells, or like, how those unhealthy methods that allow the ego to come into place, because we don't want our feelings to be hurt.
That's a fact.
Especially like with the boy and girl dynamic growing up. Boys have gotten curved a lot more than girls have growing up as kids, because boys were more adventurous, so they'll be girls are like, but they'll get their feelings hurt too, and they're like, no, fuck everybody.
I think
passive aggressiveness is dangerous.
Just over what she said, I think at some point boys get into this mindset where they gotta compete to get the girl,
and they get aggressive.
So that, I think, kind of
until it's time to get passive, and they play back and forth with it. I feel like that's where the passive aggressiveness.
I think passive aggressiveness is hilarious in the workplace between white people.
Yes, that is very
shit. In the workplace, that's the only time it's kind of funny, because you understand that everybody's not trying to lose their job, but they don't fuck with each other, and I think that shit is hilarious. Now, when it happens to me, I'm not fucking with that, because I'm really one of those people that's gonna ask you, do you have an issue with me? If not, we can continue working. But what's
like
about to happen right now? Like, because we're not doing that right now. Like, that's literally not what's gonna happen.
I done lost a job. I done lost countless jobs for niggas being passive aggressive, because when I'm met with passive aggressiveness, I exude aggressiveness, because it's like, don't play that pussy shit with me. Say what you gotta say, or do what you gotta do. Don't pussyfoot around, because that shit'll get you hurt.
Word, yo, and that shit, yo, oh my god, it gets me that tight. Like, it gets me that tight. Swear to God, PTSD. Him saying that like that gave me PTSD, because I had to heal from that, bro. Because I had to really dig myself out of that, because it brings a certain kind of rage out of me.
Like
ego, a monster. It's a certain ego. It's like, yo, don't push me there, bro. Like, I'm not trying to go there. Say what the fuck you gotta say so we can get over it. I don't want to do this shit. Like, I don't deal with my ego, so don't make me deal with yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate it.
There needs to be an open mindedness on both ends.
Right.
Like you can't. You don't necessarily know who's narrow minded until you actually have a conversation with them. But when it comes to things like that, you go into the situation saying like, okay, I know I have to be more open minded to the situation, because at the end of the day, they're going into the situation with one mindset.
Yeah.
So if I can speak to you, like she said earlier, dissecting your argument with, just listening and responding back, not necessarily caring to be right or wrong, I feel like there will be a different energy.
Right.
Leading by example goes a long way, as opposed to just expecting people to do that.
One thing I will say about like strangers and like people like coworkers and shit, like in workplaces, like they don't know each other really. Yeah. So that's why people think they can come from their house and exude whatever behaviors that they think is alright. That's not alright to other people, and they think they can just do that to them until they get checked or until something happens to them.
And they go in HR sending hostile emails.
That's why I was about to say, I always tell people, if you have an issue with me, write a letter to HR
or go to HR, or try to fight me after work. It's those three things. Like
you have options.
Like you have mad options, fam. You could
tell me how serious
quit.
it is.
You could go snitch on me if you feel like there's some type of issue. You can let me know what the issue is, or you can wait till after work or some shit. I don't like. I have no time for none of that shit because at the end of the day, you work to make your money. I'm not here to be friends with nobody. This nigga's my actual friend. He works with me. Yeah. I'm very happy for that. Other than that, like it's just like.
And people, do you have to realize that a lot of people do not have lives outside of
the
job?
Yeah.
So that makes it very hard for them to like not feel so emotionally invested. Like, calm down, coworker.
Also,
mind you,
niggas gotta understand the after work option is to the death. It's not for play. You're not coming back to work tomorrow.
No, like if we fight after work, this is a fight for the job.
Yeah, this is
whoever wins it.
Who wins stays, my nigga. Because if not, I'm gonna fuck you up every day unless we come to a conclusion. It's static. Like.
This is to the death. I'm gonna beat you up enough that you're gonna die.
But yeah, man, it was a good ass conversation right there, bro. I really fuck with it, man. Any final hate?
Thank you guys for having me.
No, wait, no. Before we get to final hate, Chrissy, what you got going on?
That's all.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, so
This is what we got going on.
I have an event coming up February 7th. ER Bar and Lounge. It's a speed dating event. So it's for it's for creatives and business people who want to kind of make strong connections, whether it's through lust or through some like work related shit.
It's a fact, network.
It was a good. Colton was the first one. It was a good turnout. It was very good. I was very happy at how even out was.
Yeah.
Men and women, everybody had fun. The dates were fun. There was some connections made. So I've heard.
How long are the dates?
The dates are
speed dating.
3 to 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, it's 2 rounds, and it's.
I'm saying I've never been on one.
It's probably like an NBA shot clock, nigga. Who is speed dating?
Yeah, it's about 3 minutes.
Date man. Yeah, that's me.
You go around, the women are sitting, everybody gets their chance to talk. Everybody has a little card they fill out. Just talk about the date. We have a nice little setup for y'all. For y'all little date, give y'all some things to talk about.
That's why little boys think we gotta compete, because the women get to sit and the men gotta walk around.
It's just to make the cycle.
The men gotta walk around.
Men are stronger, right? Y'all stronger.
I don't even know. Now women have kids, they stronger without a doubt.
That's a different type of strength. That's why we need to rest as much as we can to get ourselves ready. So I have that, and I have another book coming out soon. So.
Now talk about the book. Talk about the writing. Talk about the book.
That's my third one. I have 2. I have Let's Talk About It and 12:24 a.m. Let's Talk About It around lust, essays, poetry. All levels of it. Great book. Check it out. I know the author. She's valid. 12:24 a.m. is about time. It's like a shorter. It's like something that you read in the bathtub when you relax and get your feet rubbed. Shit like that. So you can go to my website lustyandloud.com. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TheLustGoddess. Holla at me. Oh, do you have final hate?
Yeah, no, we doing final hate.
So, my final hate is to all New Yorkers who believe that the Brooklyn Nets are the dominant team in New York.
This nigga don't.
Listen, hold on. This is my final hate.
Y'all wish we could just post a picture of the records. This is the ego. This is the Knicks ego.
Yeah, that's fun.
Listen.
It's a lifetime commitment, that one.
Yeah.
I don't understand what this is based off of.
Records?
Hold on.
But okay, good.
I don't understand. The Brooklyn Nets will always be the little brother compared to the New York Knicks. Granted, y'all having a good season this year. Listen, when the smoke clears and we win our championship in 2 years, granted,
this nigga said in 24 months. This nigga said in 24 months.
Listen, it would be everything I'm saying is on record, so y'all can gladly pull us back.
This nigga just said in 24
when
months.
we win our championship in 2 years.
So 2020.
Yes.
Yo, when we're in 2021 on top of the Tokyo building drinking champagne after we get the fucking bag for the show,
yo,
we gonna play this clip.
And I guarantee you, I
guarantee
you my Knicks tattoo because I've always said, hold on.
You're committed.
Listen,
no, that's good though.
I'm gonna have the same face on.
I've always said
I'm gonna be
the
wondering
year that they win the title,
what the fuck are we talking about?
Tatted. So that's what I have my tattoo.
You're gonna get the year that you guys the year they last won it, and then the year that they currently won it.
So my final hate goes to all y'all that y'all disgusting. Y'all need to wake up and realize that this will forever be a New York Knicks town.
It's not even a New York Knicks town now. It's a fucking Yankee town. If anything, it's a Giant town. If anything, it's a fucking Rangers town. If anything, nigga, I would say this is a Islanders town. If anything,
like I said,
the
very disgusting, son. Nasty. All y'all need to go
that's
to jail.
crazy.
This nigga is rude. This nigga is disrespectful.
Okay, so my hate goes towards people who do not have anything going for themselves and don't know how to mind their business. I don't understand why everyone is so, like, people who have nothing going for themselves really have this obsession with other people that they do not know, living life that they do not live, trying to speak on things they know nothing of. If you don't know what you're talking about firsthand, or even secondhand, because I can give you that, you could be the outsider. If you're all the way in left field, don't talk about what's going on in the dugout. Please stay over there. If you're not even in the stadium, just get the fuck out of here. Like, go find a hobby. There's Google, go on Pinterest, see if you could get a life or something, because enough is enough. Spending all this time on people you do not know and things that don't pertain to you will never get you anywhere in life. Unless you want to play for the gossip, but that's corny. Who want to live like that?
That was a great analogy, yo. Because left field is like over there.
And dugout.
It
dugout out.
Down in the ditch, left field over there. Dugout still 30 feet that way, son.
We don't hear you.
It's impossible for you to know what's going on back there.
That's a fact. That's
it's
crazy.
just crazy. I just come on, focus on yourself. It's a new year. Get your life together. Aspire, make some goals, and reach them. Do not involve other people. Homeboys, like, come on, get it together.
That shit was amazing. This is like a 2-part hate. It's like a part 1, then it's a sequel. Ooh. There might even be a part 3.
Double up. Triple double.
Part 1. This nigga. This nigga is crazy. The Nets are the better team because they have, like, the thing that happens in sports is, like, teams play games. Then, like, they get recorded whether someone loses or draws. And in basketball, I don't even think there can be a draw. So it's like a win or a loss. Yeah. And then, like, we tally those up and determine, like, spots for playoffs or standings, all kinds of things like that. So the Knicks, they happen to be in, like, the bottom half.
They got, like, what, 11 wins?
I don't even want to say the bottom half. They're in, like, the bottom 2.
Bottom 2, yeah.
And the Nets are actually
5th or 6th
fighting to stay in the playoffs. Or they're in the playoffs.
I acknowledge that.
So the crazy thing is he asked a question of how are they the team that, like, nigga, you know how.
Better record.
You know, like, it's the records are
the numbers. It's numbers, bro.
Yeah, numbers are there. So that's hate number 1. This nigga. Next is, I feel like this is like a constant. Like, I feel like somebody's hated this before, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, when are we just gonna blow the MTA up, like, altogether? Like, when are we just gonna, like, bring it all this shit together like this and just throw it in the garbage? Yeah, start over. Cause, yeah, son.
Do you think that if somebody new came in and took over, that would make a difference?
Yo, you know what? Like, when the MTA was ran as, like, not the MTA, I think it was just a way better system. Like, once they all came under one umbrella, I think that just was the beginning of, like, real horrible shit. Because, like, it became a money grab.
They're going to raise the fee at the fair.
Listen, I don't pay them niggas anyway.
Yeah.
In case
put that out there just to...
In case you guys are wondering, you saw me hop the train earlier. The camera was right behind me. I looked at it before I walk through the door. I'm gonna do it again when I go back home. I'm not paying y'all niggas. Haven't paid y'all niggas in a couple years. It's gonna continue to go that way.
Yo, me and my friend did try that one time, and I'm like, yo, you're.
I hope y'all see this too.
No.
I'm not paying y'all niggas nothing.
What was my final hate, man? My final hate might my final hate definitely goes to how much threesomes have been on the topic on the topic. I am very, very, very tired of you dangerously horny motherfuckers out there. Y'all have, first of all, y'all niggas don't even have two people sex. Second of all, some of y'all don't even got time to masturbate because y'all got like 8 kids and 3 jobs. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, first of all, it's a bunch of women that never had a threesome, that never decided that they was gonna give a threesome up, being on the timeline talking about no. This is even worse than talking about threesomes. The ones who not giving up the threesomes talking about I never give up a threesome. Who the fuck asked you? Nobody asked. We don't give a shit. And then the ones who never not really gonna be about shit is also on the timeline talking about. Then it's niggas. All the niggas who never, like, they look like they would never have a chance of being in a threesome is on the timeline. Like, I'm just so tired of all you motherfuckers. Like, all y'all just gotta go. Y'all gotta get out this fucking Rolodex of the same topics that niggas is using. I see that y'all added new words to it for 2019. That shit fucking sucks. That threesome shit that y'all fucking...
That's the level up from side chick and wifey
conversation. Yeah, now it's threesome.
Bring them bitches together.
Can we get the $200 date conversation back?
Oh my god.
No.
I'd rather that than niggas talking about I hate the threesome shit is like in a couple days we're gonna get the next vacation spot that niggas think is corny or niggas tell niggas they should have
I don't like that vacation
shaming.
That's sad vacation shaming.
That shit is crazy.
I'm
like, the crazy shit is that the average American can't even go on vacation.
You gotta take
so how the fuck are y'all niggas hating on motherfuckers that can go on vacation?
Yeah, they work for that.
I don't give a fuck where you go, man. As long as you vacating.
As long as you're not working, shit. That's the American dream to not work.
Take some
Listen, man. First, BBC is a weird thing to name channel.
No. I don't say that out loud.
What?
The channel. That channel.
What, BBC?
Yeah, it's a weird
British
thing to name.
Broadcasting channel.
It's a weird thing to name. If I'm not mistaken,
that's
one of the biggest channels.
Is that not the acronym?
Yes.
British Broadcasting Channel?
Yeah.
But you know what British and broadcasting start with and channel start with.
Yeah.
And then, that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Animal Planet is owned by evil people.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. Peter probably got hands on that.
Like, I get it also, but Paul Revere is overrated.
Paul Revere?
Yeah.
The nigga who said that the English is coming?
He's a snitch.
Yeah, he is a snitch. We do celebrate snitching when we celebrate that nigga.
Yeah.
He told.
Y'all want to hear a quick fact? Peter kills over 100,000 animals that they keep in their adoption houses.
Oh yeah, Peter has murder units. Like they call them hit squad.
These are dogs or cats?
All types of animals.
See, I think all.
They kill.
Wait, hold on.
So
I got more. Crying the dodo is not. It does not emasculate you.
Crying
to dodo videos. Do you watch those? Which is amazing.
Oh, the animal shit with the sad animals with the dogs with one legs and shit. Oh,
that cleft lip puppy was heart wrenching. Did you see the cleft lip?
Yeah. Did you see the dog with the no legs and then they gave him legs, nigga? And then he was running.
That nigga was walking on his elbows. Nigga.
Like, that shit was bro.
That's my final hate. I had a couple random thoughts in my head. And that's my final hate.
Cool.
Before we done though, back to Peter for a second. So they kill 90-something% of the dogs and cats they encounter.
Wow.
Exotic animals, they kill like 17%.
Why do you put them back in the wild? See, dogs and cats, I understand because like where they
because
go.
Peter is a for-profit. I mean, well, dogs. First of all, we shouldn't even. I don't even know why. I don't even know why they capture them anyway. Dogs aren't really dangerous. Dogs roam Caribbean and a lot of other countries. They just roam them freely. They really just like swept. That was like the beginning of gentrification. If nobody noticed, like the late 90s.
Domestication.
Remember the late 90s?
Wait, no. He's talking about gentrifying dogs.
No, we talking about the gentrification of dogs.
No, I'm talking about the hood.
Yeah, domestication.
Domestication was the beginning of the
They talking about my dogs took dogs out their natural habitat and turned them to docile beings to serve humanity.
I mean, well, if you ever go to Australia, the one of the native animals that roams freely is the dingo, which is a fucking dog.
Oh, okay.
So
that's why they said the dingo. I'm like, because even like where the fuck a hamster come from? Like, are they in the woods? Like, where?
Hamsters is rats.
They need to just put them back where they belong.
They got damn furry.
Everybody don't need to own animals.
But PETA is for profit.
All that shit is slavery.
We just need a car
for profit.
to be able to drive too far once in a while, but like bulletproof and like bit-proof type.
Bit-proof.
PETA don't give a fuck about animals. PETA just don't want you wearing fur coats because they cannot afford them.
Yeah, because they don't make that much bread.
PETA does not care about any animal they've ever encountered. Don't trust them niggas.
I don't really like fur because I don't really like want to wear it.
Yeah, like fur. Well, fur is dangerous.
I want to feel like I killed the animal myself. And
if I kill the animal myself,
that's some different shit. But like the furs that people wear, if you know how small a mink was, you wouldn't really want a mink coat because
you have to kill
a mink.
What if they're just
like
dying and then they just save the hairs and then I get a coat from the hairs that they already did die?
It might be
a vegan coat.
A coat for an average size person,
coat.
you probably need to kill like 4,500 minks.
So, but how many die in a year? This is what I'm
They probably don't die they probably die a lot.
I feel like they're
but
bad.
They are very small mice. So they're probably dying and getting ate whole.
Think about the life expectancy of animals. So I feel like with stuff like that, I get it. Like that's cruel. Like they just die for your pleasure. But like, how great of a life are they living? We don't know. We don't know shit. If they had the opportunity, they would get us first.
How you know his name not Greg, bro? And he living a good life.
Listen, who's to say that when we die, they don't take our skin and do something else with it?
They actually do.
Who knows? We don't wake up some simulation of animals running everything.
Some people donate their skin to science. In the museum, in a Japanese, there are.
I saw that.
In Japan, there's a museum that has like some of the first. Some of the first Yakuza like members, their skin, they donated their skin to science because there was like some of the first tattooed people in Japan type shit. So they died and they donated. They just like skin suits.
You know what's crazy in the Yakuza? This is a crazy fact. Why they have those? Because when niggas die in the Yakuza, if like a big boss died, they literally will cut the tattoo off of him and like place it on the wall, like in the spot, like a plaque,
and
to show history.
It up.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yo, let's get out of here on Yakuza, man.
That's a fact.
Hey, Chan.